Sorry, might have... Sorry guys, I do my best, but I'm no videographer, and so yeah, like I said, I'm doing my best. I'm not trying to, yeah, I'm not trying to make it, be frustrating or annoying, or give myself extra work, but sometimes I hit the wrong button, sometimes it does it on its own. Depends on the power and a few other factors, but yeah. No, I'm very happy with the Kong and the popsicle technique. It makes it just even better. One thing you can do, like I mentioned earlier, to make it easier is to make the kibble so that the kibble inside stays harder, so that it's less just like a giant ball of mush inside, but a giant ball of mush that's frozen inside, but that it's like just kind of kibble frozen in a matrix, so that as it defrosts, it will release hard pieces of kibble that will be easier for the dog to get out and will defrost faster. Outside of like packing it like this, like there's not much way you can make it last longer. After going to this level, the only way you can make this harder would be to combine it with an outdoor activity. So that would mean that like basically if I did the exact same thing we're doing right now, but I did it outside, it would be much harder. So the mere virtue of the fact that it includes being outside instead of indoors, it makes it infinitely harder. So that is pretty much the only way you could really make this much harder. But it's so effective. I'm really happy with how it turns out. But I'm always open to hearing any of your recipes or ideas about how to do it. If you have a better way to fill it, to make it last longer, to make it more effective, whatever, let me know. I'm doing my best to show you a comparison of how the different things are work in different ways, and I'll give you a way to compare, say, like by doing a version of a popsicle in the Genius Leo version, and having a stuffable version of the popsicle, and kind of thing. Then you can compare popsicles in different toys, kind of thing. So I'm doing my best to give you a database of different videos showing how these things play out, and once they've played out, how you can compare them and compare different aspects and different packing routes and different recipes, and so I'm doing the best I can here. I'm not a videographer or a YouTuber or anything like that, so I apologize if I'm not doing something right, or if something gets screwed up. Please let me know, and if you know how to fix it, even better. Hopefully, whatever it is you point out, it won't be too hard to fix, because I don't have I'm not skilled in that area. I am a noob when it comes to those things. When it comes to dogs and animals and health and working with animals to maintain health and training and whatnot, that's my forte. That's where my skills are particularly strong. But when it comes to things like being a videographer, being a YouTuber, working with software, those kind of things, yeah, no. They're about on par with my ability to work with people. Yeah, no, I don't have good social skills. I get along with animals best. They're much easier to deal with. Sorry, guys. Is that good? Yeah. Hopefully, once the database is complete, people will be able to kind of pick and choose and say, like, should I get this toy for my dog, or should I get the other toy for my dog, or I'm thinking about this toy, so how does that compare to the toys I've already used, and, you know, will this be a good match for my dog, you know, how are the different ways that I can make use of the toy that I'm getting, or the toys that I have, you know, so, hopefully you guys can find use of this. Frankly, I'm gonna be doing this either way because I love my baby and it matters to me that he gets what he needs and he gets cared for and he's happy and you know, if I can make him happy and make his life better, then I'm happy to do it. Realistically, though, I would say you're probably only actually witnessing maybe at most 10%, 15% of what he actually eats and does and whatnot. Just because I have no way at this point in my life to even begin to afford to be able to, like, set up the camera equipment and even just memory space necessary to be able to record anything beyond what I'm doing now. This is pretty much I'm at the extreme limit of what my technology currently can support. Good boy, Benny, yeah. Actually, another thing you'll guys probably have noticed is that you'll hear me say good boy when a piece falls out and he gets a reward. That's to both reinforce that I'm happy and that's what I want him to be doing, and to reinforce that when he hears those words, that means he's doing the right thing. So, by periodically just kind of going, hey, good boy, because he got the treat out and he got a reward, the next time I tell him he's a good boy for doing what I wanted him to do, he'll remember all those times that he heard good boy and got a treat. So it'll help reinforce in his head that, sorry guys, I'm doing my best here, that this is what I want from him. So, and that he's doing the right thing. So that's why you see that happening. And it works really well. Frankly, when I get a new dog, or I'm working with a new dog, the first thing I do is I sit down and I feed them a meal by taking one piece of kibble at a time, and when I hand it to them and let them take it, I say, yes, and when I'm handing it towards them, sometimes about maybe like 5% of the time at most, I'll say no and pull my hand and the food away. And by doing this, over and over again, hundreds if not thousands of times per meal, and I'll do that for a day or two, however long I need to for that dog, and I'll continue doing periodic reinforcement. I'll do that exercise with yes, no, so that the dog knows when he hears the word no that he didn't do the right thing, and so he didn't earn the reward. Or if he hears yes, then he knows he did do the right thing and he's earned the reward. So it just gives us a language to start with, and gives us somewhere to kind of get started from. And once he knows that yes and no, then I teach stuff like sit and the other commands. I use bad dog to indicate stuff he's never allowed to do ever, and that he has to stop doing immediately, and would never be acceptable for him to do. No is something that is generally, it's something that I don't want him to be doing right now, but it's not a big deal if he did it in another time. So basically I'm saying not right now, but it's overall not a bad thing. It's okay, it's not the end of the world kind of thing. If you ever hear me say bad dog, it doesn't have the same connotation as it does for many people and dogs. Benny isn't traumatized to hear me say bad dog. Obviously I try not to use it and abuse it. And if you notice, I'm being kind of coy in my language and my volume, so that and my tone of voice, so that he doesn't think I'm unfairly or inappropriately correcting him. But if you hear those words, that's what is going on. Is that good? Yeah, you're a good boy. Good boy basically means whatever you're doing, do it more. And we just keep teaching more words and more language and newer things and different concepts, and building on prior ones and reinforcing old stuff. And after a few years of work, you get to dog about Benny's abilities. And if you put in the effort, it doesn't matter what kind of dog you have, you'll be successful. But you gotta put the time and the effort, patience and the love in. Yeah, is that good? He's coming close to finishing this up. Hey, is that good? Good boy, yeah. That's the other value of having properly timed praise words like this, if by some circumstances I don't have rewards on me, but he's done what I need him to do, or what I asked him, or whatever, or I want to reward, I can use a word to let him know that he's doing the right thing, even though he hasn't gotten a reward yet. So, it makes praise much more effective as a motivator. For most dogs, if you don't prime the word, praise is not a very effective motivator. Now, touch and petting and affection can be for some dogs, but many dogs neither praise, nor touch, nor petting, nor affection will be adequate to motivate. You'll need food or play, or different dogs have different motivations and motivators, but you need to figure out what your dog is driven by and what your dog needs and what motivates them. Perhaps maybe it's chasing the squirrel, so every day before you open the door to let them out and chase the squirrel, they have to do obedience. Whatever currency your dog has, figure it out and make use of it. The sky's the limit. Is that good? You almost done? I assume he's not, because if he was actually done, he wouldn't be paying it this much attention. Yeah, I've got to admit, well, some dogs will happily play with these toys, or any toys, or certain other toys, some toys over others, when they're empty, and they'll be just as interested in them. Benny is not one of those dogs. Benny needs the food motivation. He's a food hound. No judgment, but he's definitely a food hound. Doing the best I can, guys. Undershot. That tongue is just so amazing. If I used my tongue nearly as much as he used his tongue, even for just a few minutes like he uses his tongue, my tongue would be so sore. I wouldn't be able to talk for a month. Heck, my tongue is sore just thinking about it. Is that good, Benny? I'm trying to give you as accurate a view of this as I can, guys, so that you can understand how these can work and different ways this works, and yada yada. Sorry if I'm a bit quiet, guys. I'm working really hard here. unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I have a lot more on my plate than just being a YouTuber, so frankly, being a YouTuber has to come second to most of my other daily activities in life. There's very little that being a YouTuber has priority over. But I'm doing my best to bring you guys along so you guys can experience the fun and get to see some interesting things and get some new ideas for ways you can work with your guy or girl. Ugh. So tired. Is that good? Are you gonna kill it? Yeah, that's just his command to play with the toy. Basically, you're highly unlikely to tell the dog who's playing with his toy to kill it if you don't actually intend to play with the dog and to have the dog playing with the toy. If you're actually stupid enough to hold the dog's toy, any dog's toy, and say kill it, it's your own fault, and you can't be surprised if the dog jumps on you and tries to play with the toy. But unless you absolutely want a dog to play, you're not going to be saying randomly to a dog, kill it. Even more so if you actually thought that might cause the dog to actually kill something. So, obviously, guys don't see kill it as they don't have a sense of the meaning of death like that, and much less that kill it would mean I'm commanding them to kill something. Like, they're just goofies, and they don't see it like that. They just see it as the command to play the game. But, yeah. I understand that you might not know what that means, so that's why I just clarify. But, obviously, sometimes people hear that and they get a little freaked out thinking I want the dog to kill something, but usually the context is pretty clear and self-evident. Good boy, Ben. You can just tell he's been working so hard on that. Is that good? You're a good boy. Where is it? Where's your toy? Where's your toy, Ben? Yes. Oh, he's got a little left. Can you get it? Thank you. Yeah. that good? Yeah, you gonna kill it? Yeah, little bit left. Almost done. I'll probably be done it in the next few seconds, but I'll let him finish it up. Yeah. I mean, Benny is pretty good. I know he's not gonna leave anything behind, and so it's not too messy. But if the dog were to not bother to finish it, or leave food lying around kind of thing, then it could get really messy quick. Thankfully, Benny's too good for that, but it's very easy. Good boy. Good boy, Ben. Good boy. You gonna kill it? Little baby, eh? You're a good boy, Ben. Almost done, eh, Ben? Gotta get those last little bits, eh? Don't want to miss a single piece. Single crumb. Good boy. It's kind of funny, he's being a bit too gentle. He needs to knock it harder. Little sneeze. I was doing my best. Yeah? What is it, Ben? You all done? Let's see. Got a little left. Here. See if I can't help you a bit. See, shake it up a bit.